Oh boy. There we go. Good job.
Yay.
So, let's get right to it. But
Yeah.
first, WEquil juice.
Gotta do simultaneous slurp.
Mm-hmm. This is gonna be fun. So I couldn't really talk about this as much before, just because it felt weird. But Sume here is like one of my best investing buddies. I mean, we'll go on like 2-3 hour walks and talk about securities and inflation, industrial uses of silver. She's just really good at this. So maybe we could start. So we're going to talk about Stride, which is our largest holding at WEquil Capital. And
Hello.
good morning. And we're blending a little bit. We're blending a little bit of WEquil School with WEquil Capital because this company is. Well, I think that this company could be described as a if WEquil School were trying to make money, but also not project based, just like trying to find a virtual, easier way for kids to get K through 12 education solutions, more personalized, and wasn't project based, and also wasn't led by a super cool 12-year-old girl that was basically bypassing the high school stuff and having kids just go straight to getting jobs and launching startups. So there are a lot of differences, but there are a lot of similarities too. So I wanted to talk about it in part because they had earnings, so it was on my mind. But it's also, I think, relevant for people at WEquil School because this is a company that provides a free solution for people that would want to do WEquil School, but also don't necessarily want to drop out of the public education system. They just don't want to spend all day at school. And so it's worth talking about. We may even build a portal to help kids at WEquil School join the Stride program. So yeah, let me go ahead and Sume is going to start out by reading this fascinating and exciting description of Stride.
Yes. So fascinating.
For everyone.
Yeah.
Lean in.
Okay.
Lean in.
Okay.
And then we'll talk about it together.
Okay, so the description is Stride Inc., a technology-based education company, provides proprietary and third-party online curriculum, software systems, and educational services to facilitate individualized learning for students primarily in kindergarten through 12th grade in the United States and internationally. Its technology-based products and services enable clients to attract, enroll, educate, track project, and support students. The company offers integrated package of systems, services, products, and professional expertise to support a virtual or blended public school and products and services for the general education market focused on subjects including math, English, science, and history for kindergarten through 12th grade students. It also provides career learning products and services that are focused on developing skills to enter in industries including information technology, healthcare, and business, and focused post-secondary career learning programs, which include skills training for the data science, software engineering, healthcare, and medical fields to adult learners under Galvanized, Tech Elevator, and MedCerts brand names, as well as provide staffing and talent development services to employers. Stride Inc. serves customers, employers, and government agencies. The company was formerly known as K-12 Inc. and changed its name to Stride Inc. in December 2020.
Perfect. That's good.
Cool.
So, sound familiar?
Yeah.
There's a lot of similarities there. I mean, the key point is that it's
fascinating description.
It's yeah. Oh my God. I mean, you should probably just read it again.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So it's enabling more personalized learning and it's basically like a virtual platform that does primarily does like 3 different things.
Mm.
One is you can just enroll in public school virtually through Stride. And that's the part that I think is extremely compelling. We might just build a
Right.
portal right into WEquil.app.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, here, enroll in this, get your public school done in 3 hours instead of spending like 9 hours at school and then doing 2 hours of homework.
Around, yeah.
Shuffling.
Yeah.
Just get it done. Get her done. And then, boom, start doing cool stuff like public speaking, project-based learning, building apps, you know, the typical rocket moon type stuff that we do at WEquil School.
Mm-hmm.
We may even want to just reach out to Stride and be like, yo guys, I think that if you guys were with us, you guys should change your name from Stride to Sprint.
Yep.
Yeah. And then from Sprint to Rocket Moon.
Yep.
We could merge
Mm-hmm.
and change our name to Rocket Moon.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I like
I mean,
that.
you're the CEO. You could reach out and...
I mean, it's also like, I don't see why Isla and I couldn't just like start doing Stride, because we're basically just doing Khan Academy, but then we can just move to Stride, because then, I mean, just to test out their service as well, like to literally actually do their service.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Try it out.
I mean, we're doing Khan Academy anyways. We just swap that out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, then, I mean, then you would actually technically be in public school. People would be like, well, are you in public school? And you'd say, yeah.
I'm in public school.
Yeah.
And WEquil school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pub WEquils. Yeah,
no.
no. So, yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, we could test it out, especially for Isla.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think that might be helpful.
Uh-huh. Especially just because, like, in 4th grade, you're, like, memorizing your multiplication tables and stuff. And, like, that's pretty important. So,
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, some of the later stuff, like, graphing, like, finding the intercepts and graphs or whatever, you know, so you're probably not going to be using that as much on a day-to-day basis. So, yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that'd be good. Yeah, I mean, it'd be... So that's another nice thing about...
You're like checking out in the grocery store. What's the intercept for the y-axis?
I do that every time. I don't change lanes in a grocery store unless I do that. Yeah. So yeah, we could have maybe Isla and then somebody else in the team could look into both enrolling and building out the portal. It's supposed to be... I mean, it's supposed to be really easy. Frankly, the website is a portal for Stride.
Yeah, we can just be like, click.
But we could have all the Stride learners at WEquil School all like in their own like community channel.
Oh yeah.
That would be really helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Because then if they have questions,
they can
talk to each other.
It's also like not everybody is at one more Flutter tutorial we did.
Did you get through all of them?
Well,
right.
yeah. Well, I don't plan on making that many more, like, currently right now. I might actually make more.
No, let's totally make more.
Yeah, I think I might make more.
If our community demands it,
yeah,
we will supply.
Yeah.
All right?
But if you haven't seen my Flutter curriculum, that thing is very big. And you can go there by going to wequil.school right there and going /Flutter-class, and then I have my Flutter curriculum there, and it has a lot more than just the videos.
I'm really interested if Harsh has actually gone through all of your videos, because he's like, when are you gonna put out more? Because if you have a core user like that, if you have somebody who loves what you do like that, you make them happy.
Yeah.
You know. And so yeah, let us know. Because if so, you would be the first person to have actually gone through all of it that told us.
Yeah.
I think part of it is like, once you know enough of any programming language,
you can start teaching yourself really easily with other resources. The really big problem is like when students come in and then they're trying to learn by themselves, but they don't have any basic understanding of Flutter, and then it's really hard because it's also none of the videos are tailored towards kids except mine. So then it's like really complicated, and they might be using like programming jargon, and then the kids are like, "What's going on? I don't like Flutter." But then if they're watching a video where it's explaining it simply, then they're having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, we can do it.
About?
Well, we can have so we also have like Chinadu is helping to lead the classes, so that could free you or others up to actually record more. But I think we would do those on like on an ad hoc basis, where as people are saying that they want something, then we could be putting that out and like letting the people in the Flutter class kind of guide where they want to take it.
Yeah, that's one thing that I was thinking about, making more tutorials, and then so what I was doing is I was asking like, well, what do you guys want to learn? Because I didn't know whether or not I should start doing Fire-based stuff, or whether or not I should just like keep kind of doing what I'm doing with widget videos, or the kind of the lesson videos that I was making, or it's kind of a lot of different directions that I could take it. But
all right, back to Stride.
Yeah.
Sume always wants to talk about Flutter, startups, programming. It's like, can't I have a day in the sun to talk about securities? All right. Oh, by the way, this is not investing advice.
Oh, yeah.
We're just talking about the company.
Mm-hmm. And how it's cool.
Yeah. And how it's probably going to rocket moon. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, this is not investing advice.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So back to Stride.
And the not investing advice that we are giving.
Yeah, it's not. We're not giving any investing advice.
Yeah,
totally
exactly.
Not. This is not investing advice.
Yeah.
Talk to a financial advisor.
Yes.
About Flutter. I mean, so I kind of want to start marketing to Stride customers.
Yeah. Because I think that was what I was thinking, is we have our level 0 core, and you're building your core foundations of like math and stuff.
Yeah.
We never built out that classroom. We never gave a bunch of resources where people could go to learn math, to comply with the state regulations if they wanted to start homeschooling and all of those things.
We
that's
totally
definitely
just do Stride.
Something that we
Stridekhan Academy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that would be pretty much it, and then you're covered. But
yeah.
We'll
have 3 resources: Stride, Khan Academy,
and WEquil School.
Internet for core.
Yeah. There's like
just
Google.
write internet. It'll be really funny. And if you click on it, it'll take you to Google. Oh, nice.
Awesome.
I like harsh. Yeah, dude. You should just join WEquil School. Just go to WEquil.com, click join.
Or WEquil.school. It has that same link.
Yeah. Hit join, and then mention that you're Harsh from YouTube, and I'll chat with you for like a little bit over the phone, and as long as I can verify that you're not a robot. You definitely don't seem like a robot.
Yeah. But
you could also be like a really sophisticated robot.
Yeah. Who's really interested in Flutter.
Yeah, which would make sense.
Yeah.
I think robots would be disproportionately likely to be into Flutter.
Yep.
So I just have to make sure.
Yeah.
I mean, and if you are a robot, that's fine too. You have to be like a really nice robot.
Yeah.
My kids like robots. You could even lead like a Flutter robot class in school.
Yeah.
Frankly, a robot would probably be more qualified to teach about robotics and artificial intelligence than a human. In some ways.
Yeah.
With some like, safety protocols. Like, we'd have to balance it out. They could be part of like a DAO with some voting rights, but not majority.
Stride.
Oh, right, yeah, Stride.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, one of the things that I did want to mention is next week's demo day on October 30th. We will be talking about teaching and the future of education, and we will definitely be mentioning Stride just because there's so many different platforms and technologies that are just helping people make it super easy to just like start homeschooling and start doing virtual school, especially if you're just starting out with homeschooling and you're thinking like, oh, I need to make sure that my kid's still learning everything, and so that's just like there for you, and that you don't really have to go searching for a bunch of different resources and like kind of stressing about that. So yep,
Yeah, no, it's
that
gonna be
is
great.
on October 30th.
I'm really excited about that theme.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about all the themes. You know why? Because we came up with the themes. You know why? Because we run this school. So.
Yay!
Actually, we don't run the school.
Yeah, I mean,
the school is like a DAO.
Yeah.
We're doing whatever the people in the school say they want, as long as they're
a DAO, not because it's programmed that we have to do it, but
right.
because
we're benevolent.
Yes.
Benevolent leaders.
Yay.
Yeah.
Which is why we have a T-Rex skull.
Yeah.
Sitting here with our plant.
Yeah.
Shows our benevolence.
That's not the best example. These kids need adult supervision. This whole like kids leading a school thing. Watch out. Anyway, I just wanted to answer a few quick questions from the audience. Do robots dream of electric sheep? Yes. Mm-hmm. And I can verify that right now because Harsh, who's asking Sume about Flutter, has just come right out of the closet and said that he actually is an AI.
And he does dream of electric sheep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Mm-hmm. Cheers.
We're going to have an AI and machine learning theme here soon.
Oh, yeah, we were going to have one.
Yeah. No, well, I mean,
Yeah.
Your mom and I wrote like a 30-page paper about the implications of machine learning.
And I wrote a 5-paragraph framework article on machine learning.
That's to start. Oh, yeah. Nice. So that's going to be great. We should totally do that. That way we can explain things like, you'll have your beginner section where we can talk about how robots dream of electric sheep.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And other important factors.
Yep.
Well, I mean, no joke. So my wife and I published this paper as a chapter in a book, peer-reviewed recently. And we've done a ton of work in this space. Prior to, just over my career, I've done a lot of modeling, forecasting, both as a consultant manager.
Oh yeah, and then we could also add some of that into the Python class.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we should, we keep coming up with new themes. Mm-hmm. The themes are being driven by what community leaders, some of the investors in our brain trust at WEquil Capital, some of the entrepreneurs in our startup incubator, when they're interested in things, when they find something important, we pay attention to it. And we're talking about this every day. We're sharing it with each other on our Slack groups, eventually moving to WEquil. We need another like WEquil app somewhere we can point to.
Yeah.
So I could go, oh God. Yeah. And
currently pointing at nothing.
Yeah. And and then being able to
I might be able to like add that right now.
To showcase. We're live, honey.
Okay.
So coming up with these themes and then using that as a way of enhancing the education of the kids in the school, and not just the kids, but the parents and the investors and the founders and the developers and the entrepreneurs across WEquil Group. Learning together is better. as long as you're learning within a community of people that are curious, and are, have shared values, like really, really deeply profound and complex values like kindness.
Wow.
And supportive of freedom of expression and ideas, and respecting people. Like, I mean, really, really challenging and esoteric things to find, But when you put those people in a room, a virtual room, around the globe, then really cool things happen.
Oh, and that was actually Isla's video on how to make a game that she uploaded yesterday for the Scratch. For our Scratch class that we're actually having today at 10 a.m. And so she made a video on that. I don't know. It's kind of funny. People say that they can't tell us apart by our voice.
Really?
Whenever Grandmom calls, she's always like, "Is this Isla?" And I'm like, "No, it's Sume." And then they like can't tell us apart.
She does that with me too.
Yeah. Is this Isla?
Yeah. Well, that's cool. Yeah. No, I started watching it. I got through about 6 minutes. But I kind of knew how it ended because I watched her make it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, she does a great job. I mean, she's been doing a great job with all these classes. I mean, probably because you've been teaching her how to teach since she was like 3. Yeah. So kudos to you. Cheers. Yeah, Sume started teaching Isla how to code Scratch when she was 3.
Oh yeah, because I started Scratch when I was 6.
Yeah, and basically you've always been weaving teaching into your learning. As you learn things, you would be teaching Isla, and so that whole process of learning by doing and then immediately teaching and sharing.
The only thing I regret is that we actually, when I was really, really young, I was teaching Isla long, like, multiple digit multiplication when she was in preschool, but we weren't demonstrating it. So when it came to things like submitting an application form for like showing her learning or something, then we couldn't like point to that in a video of Isla doing multiple digit multiplication. Yeah, we did, but it was like when some of the earlier teaching, if we had recordings of that would just be so cool. That would
be cool, but it wouldn't matter because the local public school in our area did never click on any of the links.
Yeah.
Because this is in the letter, there's a letter to the public school system that Sume and Isla and I wrote explaining why they were dropping out and just gonna leave their own school. And part of it includes Isla's transcripts, Isla's application to join the advanced placement program back when we cared, because like Sume was in the advanced placement,
it's the advanced academics,
whatever they call
program
it,
or whatever. Yeah, because
the
AAP.
Special children, the kids that are smarter than everybody class, whatever they call it, so Sume was in that, and then she left. So clearly we don't really care. But at the time we cared, and Isla cared.
Well, it's also we knew she was capable of doing higher math and stuff like that because she was doing literally multiple digit multiplication when she was 6. So.
Well, she also got a 99.5% across like all of her aptitude scores.
Yeah.
And then she was building an app, the original Girls Health app, in Xcode. And that was 2-3 years ago, and included in the application along with her blog, which had like 20 articles that she wrote. But of course, in the application that you're sending to the advanced academic, My Kid is Better Than Your Kid program, then that application for a second grader is looking for like, please insert little story Billy, that you drew with your crayon into a vanilla envelope Billy that you mail.
a picture showing that he's very artistic and
Look
creative.
at this. Look at this. He drew an Iron Man suited sheep.
Yeah.
That he dreams about every night. And for some reason, he doesn't actually sleep. And he doesn't eat either. He just wanders around like this. And writes Flutter code. Okay, anyway. So yeah, so Isla submits this this application, and we're basically just assuming that, you know, she's a shoo-in for this, because like, what 7-year-olds are building apps and writing their own blogs, and you know, like this is just not, and like, of course she's got like the highest possible scores in all these aptitude tests. So then they actually say no, and they didn't explain why, but part of it, I think, was that in the application there was no way to really submit things electronically.
Yeah.
So
and then she also offered to do a presentation in front of the principal and her teacher, explaining why she thought that she could be in the advanced
she's asking
program.
to do this. She's like, can I present to the principal and my teacher and do a defense on why I'm ready, which is actually the same thing we're doing for our degrees and diploma, is demonstrating, which is cool. I'm just realizing now that that's like the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
She's like, well, let me just go over there and present it myself, because she's done presentations. She had done a lot of presentations. She had made out PowerPoint presentations and gave them to us. She gave one about why she should get a dog, and she takes care of the dog, by the way. She gave her presentation.
Successfully taking care of
the
she's dog.
Nothing wrong has ever happened with any pet that we've owned. And so we submitted that, and in fact, by the way, all of this, can you just include this right here as a link?
Sure,
Go look it up and just
we
ping
have
it right
all
here.
of this published.
We published every single thing. We published her aptitude scores. We published the emails that we were sending to the school explaining that Isla wanted to give a defense of why she should go to the advanced class. We put it all right there. And they denied her over and over again. And they never even gave her an opportunity to express herself. Yeah, it's really frustrating.
Yeah.
I mean, it's frustrating, except that I'm way happier now. And frankly, like, if she had gotten into it, then she probably, there's a chance that she'd still be at the school. But so I'm kind of glad that they did. It also makes for a great story.
Yeah. And the article is great, which I just posted in the chat thing.
Yeah. I mean, not only does that article explain the background of all this stuff, but it also includes the detailed reasons why Sume and Isla decided to drop out. And
even though we might be enrolling into Stride.
Yeah. Well, so that's different, though. That, like, the whole... The problem is the lack of personalization and all the time that kids spend just getting herded around a brick and mortar school. And the fact that it's impossible for a teacher at a public school to personalize education to 25 kids simultaneously.
Yeah.
You can't do it. Well, I mean, you can try to, like... My heart goes out to these teachers. Because they have the nearly impossible job of engaging kids to want to learn without any flexibility. And so it's not on them, really. Like, it's, and they don't get paid very much either. Like, they're underpaid, underappreciated, and asked to do something that's practically impossible.
Yeah, and especially with, like, people wanting to go back into in-person school because their parents have to work, or I don't want my kid to go back to school because the virus is still out there. And then it's just like, it's just, especially with with the virus and stuff like that. It makes everything a lot more complicated.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Stride. Here's what I want to do.
Yep.
I want to, let's actively get the team, let's find some folks in the team that we can have dedicated toward reaching out to their leadership team, and have one of our developers start to build out a portal to essentially automate, connect, and accelerate members joining and connecting around the Stride learning platform. I think that as long as Isla's cool with it, I think that she might enjoy it. If she doesn't like the idea, that's fine. We'll just show her what it is. But I think that there's a powerful value proposition here in partnering with Stride. One, I know this company. I wouldn't have it as our largest holding.
Not investing advice.
Yeah, not investing advice. If I didn't know a lot about the company and appreciate the value proposition. But we're actually a really powerful complement with them because they're enabling the freedom to personalize education, but they can't do what we're doing.
There's also so many, we had a lot of kids who were kind of like our oldest students because we originally just started out just like reaching out to some of our friends and collaborating on projects who are now back in school and they want to do projects, but they're like, I don't have any time. I just had to do 4 hours of chorus practice and then on top of all my schoolwork.
Public schools force kids to sing 4 hours a day.
Well, one of my friends, she really likes singing, so she does all the auditions.
La 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 la. La 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 la. Sorry.
Yep.
You can always tell the robots by their singing. When they show up in chorus,
fa la la.
That's a key giveaway. Fa la la.
They're always going to be on perfect pitch.
All right,
though.
Anyway, I was getting serious there, and we got to wrap it up because we got to get to these classes. But
and also, we have the WEquil Craft class.
Oh my goodness sakes,
Bad
today.
Ronin.
Yeah, Bad Ronin. Ooh, I'm so excited about this. This is going to be so great.
So we have Flutter Python class at 9, Scratch class at 10, and WEquil Craft class from 1 to 3. Eastern time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and the class for WEquil Craft is really technical support to get you on the server. Because once you're on the server, most of the things that we're teaching there, you can already learn just by clicking the WEquil Craft button on WEquil.school, and it's got a bunch of tutorials there, so you can just start to plow through it. But getting all the mods and getting all set up could take a bit of work, although Ronin's done an incredible job of building out launchers for Windows and Apple to help automate that process. So go check that out. If you are an investor in Stride or a parent interested in Stride or a robot that is interested in Stride.
Electric Sheep as well.
When's that demo day? Feel free to reach out. Go to WEquil.com or WEquil.school. Click the join button. It'll take you to our broader WEquil Slack group, and just mention Stride somewhere. I'd love to.
Or just say I watched your WEquil live.
You could say that.
Yep.
Yeah. And I can plug you in wherever you want. I just have to verify that if you are a robot,
that you're a nice robot that likes Electric Sheep.
Right. Yeah. And then so that means talking on the phone. I still have to talk to everybody on the phone before I let them into the school. Just for safety reasons, and if they don't know anybody else in the school, then I make them jump through some hoops, but they're not like horrible hoops.
Right.
They're the kinds of hoops that you'd want to jump through if you were interested in the school anyway, like writing a project.
Yeah.
or plugging you into WEquil Capital to be part of this discussion. They're a leader in the space. It's a powerful value proposition.
And it also just complements really well to everything that we're doing. So
yeah. I love the fact that everybody in the ed tech space is a complement, because nobody can do like, because it's, I don't know, I just don't like, in order for somebody to try to substitute, they would need to find a 12-year-old girl who's leading a development team to build apps and launch companies and building out like course curriculums for teaching programming, and that can write 10-page papers on inflation problems in Nigeria and blockchain solutions in their free time. I don't know if that's going to happen. Yeah.
La la la.
Bye.
Bye.